It looks like I am live. Alrighty, so this is Tammy, and I am here to read from Dr. Joseph Murphy's book, Psychic Perceptions. I'm super excited about it. I've been reading it now for about 2 weeks, I think now. So tonight we are reading chapter 10. So come on in, cup of squat, sit down and listen. It's going to be fabulous because it always is. Dr. Joseph Murphy's book is phenomenal. And if you haven't read his other book, well, other books, I think he has other books, but I know the power of, I think it's the power of, it just left my head. I know he does a book on faith, which that is amazing too. I've not read that one, but I've heard it read. Um, the great Stephanie Sinclair read it on YouTube. So if you want to hear it, go and look for her faith series. But it was amazing. And that is what sparked me to wanting to read some more books of his. And I also read one of his other books. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was recommended to us to read when we joined Amway, because Amway, if you don't know, they encourage a lot of positive thinking, um, and they encourage us to read lots of books on that. So at that time, I read that, and I also read it when I was a teenager because I like to read, and so sometimes I would have to find books to read because would have read all of my other ones. And back in those days, there was no reading on the internet or anything like that, like I'm going to do tonight. Like I'm reading Psychic Perceptions from a book on the internet. So, um, without further ado, I'm going to get started. I wanted to also share that I have a masterclass. It is a healing activation, is what it is really, and it's going to be on August 31st at 5 p.m. The link to sign up is in the description of the video on Facebook, and I will drop it in the comments on YouTube. So if you want to sign up, please do. I think it's $37, so that is what that is. And I cannot wait. It's going to be so fabulous. I have healing that I'm going to bring forward. And if you come through the masterclass and you have something specific, we can also speak to that. Otherwise, I prepared some things from some of the feedback that I received from people about what they want to heal. And so we'll be going into that. There'll be a journey, all of that. So when you come, it needs to be a quiet time. You need to be in a quiet space, away from, noise and TV and all that stuff so that you can receive what it is you came to receive. The replay will also be available for those that sign up as well. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is Tammy. I just want to talk about, I also did Sunday service today on Facebook here and also on YouTube. So if you are a subscriber of my YouTube channel, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're not and you're on there, smash the subscribe button and make sure that you hit the bell to be notified when I am live or when I post new content. So, that being out of the way, I would love it if you would share where you are tuning in from, what part of the planet, because I know that people tune in from all over the world, which is so phenomenal to me. I just absolutely love that fact. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started reading Psychic Perceptions. Chapter 10, Extrasensory Perception and Your Subconscious. So, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me share this out real quick. Let me share it out. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get started. Chapter 10, Extrasensory Perception and Your Subconscious. Your subconscious mind expresses what is impressed upon it. Many so-called strange occurrences, projections, and voices are nothing but subjective manifestations. The ghosts we fear are those that walk the gloomy galleries of our minds. Your subconscious is an open book. To the intuitive, psychic, or sensitive person with clairvoyant powers, your subconscious is an open book. It is possible for a good psychic to reveal past experiences as well as future events which are already present in your subconscious. He could possibly be 90% or more accurate. You might get a different reading from another psychic or sensitive. This would be due to the fact that what each one sees is filtered through his own mentality, and the interpretation may be somewhat different. The thoughts, plans, and experiences of man can also be read by interpreting a deck of cards, by gazing into a crystal ball, or by examining the convolutions of some sand arrangements, as well as other devices. From time immemorial, man has attributed certain values to numbers, cards, and other symbols. Since man has assigned authority and power to these things, they must confirm his belief symbolically. By getting into a partly subjective or passive state, it is possible to reveal the contents of the subjective mind of a person. The cards or marks on the sand or the moving pictures in the crystal ball serve as an alphabet of your subconscious mind when pieced together by the psychic, speak in a language understood by you. Your character can be delineated. Perhaps you have been surprised sometimes that when an astrologer, numerologist, or card reader reads your character, you agree with the delineation and said to yourself that it was very accurate. Remember, however, that your disposition, tendencies, and predilections, early training, and indoctrinations are registered and embodied in your subconscious mind. If a person is highly intuitive, he simply tunes in with your subconscious mind and reveals your characteristics to your conscious mind. Actually, you had already informed the sensitive of everything before she told you anything. All she did was to tune in or get in rapport with your subconscious mind. How she neutralized the negative prediction of an accident. I was visited by a young woman who was emotionally distraught over a prediction of a promise that she would have a serious accident on or near her 21st birthday. She had accepted the suggestion and consequently was afraid to travel by auto, train, or plane. She was living in perpetual fear and had impressed her subconscious with the belief in an accident. Having actuated it with fear, it would undoubtedly have come to pass had she not learned how to neutralize the accepted negative thought. How she prayed and affirmed in a definite manner. Wherever I go, by bus, foot, automobile, train, or plane, or whatever means of conveyance I use, I know, believe, and accept the truth that divine love goes before me, making joyous, glorious, and happy my way. I know that infinite intelligence guides and directs me at all times, and I am always in the sacred circle of God's eternal love. The whole armor of God enfolds me at all times, and all my ways and travels are controlled by God and by God alone. God controls all travel in the heavens above and on the earth beneath, making all my journeys a highway for God. Her technique for eradicating the negative predictions, she affirmed these truths every morning, afternoon, and night, knowing that these spiritual vibrations would obliterate and expunge from her subconscious mind the negative suggestions which was charged with fear. She is now 23 years of age and she experienced the happiest day of her life on her 21st birthday. She got married to a childhood friend and they are extremely happy. Paul says, whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. 1 Corinthians 13 and 8. How to learn to shape and mold your own destiny. Your thought and feeling create your destiny. All things whatsoever ye ask shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. Matthew 21:22. To believe something is to accept it as true. What you decide to be true with your conscious mind, you will experience with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is the major operation of your life. You might look upon your mind somewhat like an iceberg. 90% of it is below water. Likewise, you are over 90% controlled by your subconscious mind's assumptions, convictions, and conditioning. Your subconscious beliefs dictate, control, and manipulate all your conscious actions. Begin now to believe, claim, feel, and know that God is guiding you in all ways, that divine right action governs you at all times, that God is prospering you in all ways, and that you are inspired from on high. As you accept these truths with your conscious mind, your subconscious will bring all these to pass, and you will discover that all your ways are pleasantness and all your paths are peace. How you can overcome the law of averages. Your subconscious mind is amenable to control and direction by your conscious mind. If you do not direct your subconscious mind according to universal principles and eternal verities, you will live according to the law of averages, which means you will be subject to the thinking of the masses, and this, as you know, is mostly negative. Millions of people are living lives of mediocrity, lack, and limitation of all kinds because they don't direct their subconscious mind properly. They fail to impregnate it with the thoughts of harmony, peace, joy, abundance, security, and right action. Your subconscious mind reproduces 24 hours a day your habitual thinking. Begin now to activate your conscious mind, spiritually, and your subconscious will do the rest. Mm. When your conscious mind completely accepts a creative idea and turns it over to your subconscious with conviction, the law of your subconscious brings it to pass in your experience. Man is mind, and evermore he takes the tool of thought and chooses what he wills, bringing forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. How to predict a wonderful life for yourself. There's absolutely no one who can predict with accuracy for you if you think from the standpoint of principle. The divine intelligence knows what to do and how to do it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so thirsty. It responds to your habitual thinking. Therefore, you are always predicting the future for yourself. As your thoughts are spiritual, noble, lofty, and godlike, you see the fallacy of fear of the unknown and believe in evil. Since you are a scientific thinker, your prophecy for yourself is harmony, health, peace, and all the blessings of life. You are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Learn to walk the earth unmoved, unchallenged, and unshaken in the conviction that there is nothing too good to be true and nothing too wonderful to last, for the goodness, riches, harmony, and glories of God are the same yesterday, today, and forever. How an Indian boy stopped the flow of blood. In a book called This Is It, published by the writer in 1944, now out of print for many years, I wrote about an experience I had had about 40 years ago with an Indian boy. He could not read or write, yet he possessed the ability to stop the flow of arterial blood, which flows freely by closing his eyes and saying, "Stop it." When he opened his eyes, the bleeding had ceased. He believed that his prayer would always be answered, and even though others mocked, he never failed. How did this so called ignorant boy acquire this ability? His explanation was as follows. As far back as he could remember, his father had told him that the power to staunch blood was a tradition in the family and was handed down from father to son. The firstborn in the family had the gift, but none of the other members, brothers or sisters, possessed this power. The boy grew up in this belief and fully accepted the fact that he could stop the flow of blood. If he saw it, he closed his eyes to it and issued the command, which was always obeyed. He really did not know how or why should stop. He knew nothing about the subconscious mind or its powers. The reason the blood stopped flowing was that he believed. He stated that while at home in Canada, he frequently was called upon to stop cases of hemorrhaging. Why he had to be present to heal. A very peculiar thing about this healing capacity was that he believed that he had to be present and see the blood flow so he could not heal anyone at a distance. This was a belief implanted in his subconscious mind at an early age, and he accepted it as a part of the tradition of his tribe and family. The Bible says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways," answers from the subconscious higher than your ways. Isaiah 55 and 9. Points to remember. Your subconscious mind expresses on screen of space whatever you impress upon it, whether it be good or bad. When a good psychic, medium, or clairvoyant gets into a passive psychic state, he is in rapport with your subconscious mind and can tap its secrets, either through vivid mental pictures dramatized in his mind's eye or by intuitive impressions. Oftentimes, your experiences may appear like a television series in his mind. Your dispositions, heredity, leanings, tendencies, and temperament can be subjectively felt by a good astrologer, numerologist, or card reader, provided they are really intuitive and deeply psychic. This is why your character cannot be delineated even by a person who never heard of astrology or numerology, or at least one who knows nothing about the subject. Cards, astrological charts, crystal balls, numbers, etc., are only symbols and are to the interpretation of your conscious mind a sort of alphabet of your deeper mind. You can neutralize a negative prediction by contemplating the truths of God and thinking constructively from the standpoint of principle and eternal verities. The lower is always subject to the higher, therefore, the negative, fearful thoughts are dissipated and dissolved by your spiritual thoughts. When you travel, you can build up an immunity to accidents of all kinds by contemplating regularly and systematically that divine love goes before you, making straight, glorious, and joyous your way. Keep on affirming that God's love and the whole armor of God surrounds you. After a while, you will impregnate your subconscious and become completely immunized and God intoxicated. Your thought and feeling create your destiny. What you decide is true in your conscious mind, your subconscious will produce. This is why you mold, fashion, and shape your future. Your subconscious is reproducing your habitual thinking 24 hours a day. You can rise above the law of averages, which applies to the mass thinking of 3 billion people in this world. Think on whatsoever is true, noble, lofty, and godlike, and you become what you contemplate. The divine intelligence in you knows what to do and how to do it. When you call upon it, you receive an answer. You can predict for yourself harmony, health, peace, joy, abundance, and security by thinking on these things with interest. You will discover that your future is your present thinking made manifest. Traditional belief handed down from father to son is accepted by the impressionable mind of the boy and is done unto him as he believes. Believing that the power to stop the flow of arterial blood is a divine gift, the decree of the Indian boy gets results at once. The law of life is the law of belief. All right, so I'm going to stop there. I will start tomorrow on chapter 11, the dynamic power of psychic thoughts. Woo! That is so phenomenal. I have truly enjoyed this reading today. I am so filled up because today I actually was in a metaphysical shop in my area doing readings, and I actually got to connect with three beautiful souls, which was so amazing. I absolutely love doing that. So, if that is something that you are interested in, you do not have to be local. We can jump on a Zoom and do a reading if that is something that you desire. Also, I have healing sessions that are available as well. So you can comment below or reach out to me and we can talk about it and see if it's something that will work out for you. So, again, thank you so much for joining me. I will, like I said, start on chapter 11 tomorrow. Oh, I no need to put there. I'll start on chapter 11 tomorrow. Um, I'm not even sure what time I'm going to be on because, to be honest, I am about to go get in the bed because I am exhausted. I have worked the last couple of days, and so I'm off after this. So I'm like ready to go and stretch out. And I have no expectations of getting up early in the morning. I just don't. So, again, thank you for joining me. It's been a blast. It's going to be a blast. And I will come back and read chapter 11 on tomorrow. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I hope that the rest of your day is banging. Hey, Lee Clark, thank you for joining. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So again, thank you for joining me. It's going to be amazing. And if you haven't signed up for my Healing Forward Masterclass, the link is in the description on Facebook, and on YouTube, it'll be in the comments. I'll go and put it in the comments after the video is done. So I'm looking forward to that. That is happening on August 31st, which I believe is Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be a healing activation. If I have quite a few things that people were asking about healing for, and if you come and there's something else that you would like to have healing for, we will definitely do a healing activation for that. So you're available for that, I am so excited. The replay also will be sent out to people who sign up if you desire. I mean, if you say you want the replay, I will have those available after we do the call. So again, thank you so much for hanging out. Absolutely love you. And if you are wanting to write a book as well, I'm doing a consulting for that. So if that is something that you desire, we can talk about it and see, how I can help you, or if I can help you even, or if it's something that you even want my help for. If you want to bounce some ideas, we can also talk about that. You can send me a DM and we can talk about them right there in the DMs, or we could schedule a call. So whatever works for you, let me know. I can work with you either way. Again, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a blast. I cannot wait to come back on tomorrow to do chapter 11. Um, but right now, I'm going to call it done. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.